can join via computer at gotomeeting.com/join/942-845-549. The remote access information has been posted on the town's website identifying how the public may join. Please also note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. Accordingly, those members of the Conservation Commission, employees, and members of the public who participate, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and please take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. With regard to meeting materials, all supporting materials that have been provided to members of the Commission are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. Now, with respect to our meeting rules going forward, I'm going to turn to the first item on the agenda. Before I do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, as chairman of the commission, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name or thereabouts to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. And if members wish to engage in discussion with other members of the commission, please do so through me, the chair, taking care to identify yourself. After members of the commission have spoken, the chair will afford public comment as follows. I will first ask members of the public who wish to speak to identify themselves by names and addresses only. And once I have a list of all public commentators, I will call on each by name and afford 3 minutes for any comments. And finally, any vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. In the unlikely event that we have technical difficulties, I will suspend the meeting while we attempt to resolve any problems. So having gone through that, the first item on tonight's agenda is a 7 p.m. public hearing. Eastland Partners, a notice of intent for the proposed construction of a 2-family structure with decks, installation of all utilities to service structure, and associated grading within the 100-foot buffer zone at 31 and 33 Albert Street in Auburn. Is there a motion open?
Tom, so moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Carolyn. Okay. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay, it's a vote.
Aye.
Thank you. Is anyone here on behalf of Eastland Partners, Inc.?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Steve O'Connell from Turning Point Engineering on behalf of Eastland Partners.
Okay, Mr. O'Connell. So when we met the last time, about a few weeks ago, members of the commission were going to meet you at the site to review the site conditions and I think where the wetland flags have been planted or thereabouts. Did members of the commission go and meet you there?
Ms. Holmes met us there on Saturday morning. We took her from the cul-de-sac through the lot to the wetland flagging. We showed her where the proposed work was staked and will occur. The wetland delineation was very obvious to her. I won't speak for her specifically, but the wetland delineation seemed obvious to her and she was satisfied. And I subsequently submitted a revised plan as we all see on the screen now.
Okay, very good. Do you have anything else to offer, Mr. O'Connell?
No, not unless there are specific questions from members or the public.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask Allison Holmes. Allison, tell me what you saw.
So went out there on Saturday, and the wetland scientist that delineated the flags was out there with us, and he pointed out, the pretty clear, it's not a steep slope, but it's pretty obvious by the vegetation and the soils there that there's wetland back there. They're well out of the 50-foot buffer, which I appreciate, and yeah, there wasn't much else to add, actually. It was pretty straightforward.
Okay. All right. before I proceed with any public comment, any comment or any discussion by members of the commission? Carolyn, any comments?
No, thanks.
Okay. Nathan, do you have any comments? Nathan?
No, I don't have any comments.
Okay, Tom, any comments?
No comments.
Okay, and neither do I. All right, is there any comment from the public concerning 31 and 33 Albert Street? In that case, if there is no further discussion, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
This is Carolyn. I make a motion that we close the public hearing for property for Eastland Partners, notice of intent
Okay,
for 31 and 33 Albert Street in Auburn.
all right, very good. Is there a second?
This is Nathan, I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor of the motion to close, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye. Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. The meeting is closed. So, Mr. O'Connell, with any luck, we will be able to issue an order of conditions or actually act on the notice of intent this evening for you.
Sounds great, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay. I have 7:10. The next item on our agenda is 7:10 public hearing. David Elkinson of EB Realty Trust for a notice of intent for the construction and associated grading of a two-family home at 6 Pioneer Lane in Auburn. Is there a motion open?
Tom, so moved.
Is there a second?
Nathan, second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Is there anyone here on behalf of EB Realty Trust?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mike Garland, Glenn Kowalski from EBT Environmental.
Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be in front of you again. Thank you, Auburn Commission. I just finished North Reading, so this is just, I'm lucky to get it done finished early. Thank you.
So, Glenn, I actually was able to get out. I went to 6 Pioneer Lane shortly before the meeting and actually met with the adjacent property owner at 4 Pioneer Lane. I mean, based on what I saw, it looks like the work that you're proposing is all really buffer zone activity, correct?
That's correct, sir.
In
I
fact,
might say,
when I was out there, I was actually surprised by how dry it was out there, because of course we'd been out there before, as you'll recall, when there was quite the swamp out near 4 Pioneer Lane, but it is substantially dried out, and of course we have been in a drought, so that might account for it. I did speak to the property owner at 4 Pioneer Lane, and they did say that it was pretty wet as recently as I think March or April. So I'm assuming that the condition that's there now is just a temporary condition.
yes, sir, it's a headwater isolated wetland system. The reason why we're back in front of you, we had a permit for 6 Pioneer Lane. Unfortunately, the present owner had let that order of conditions, the town bylaw order of conditions expire at the end of last year. And so we're back in front of you just to re-up on that the bylaw order of conditions. One of the main points of this project is to allow for the elevation 628 be the crest outflow elevation of the wetland that's on 4. And you had us put that in the deed of number 6 Pioneer, and it is in the deed. The commission did leave that at my pleasure. I'm leaving for Florida tonight, but my office will send that over to you.
So I
So
think,
our job in Flint Engineering's job, and the job of the applicant owner of this number 6, is to maintain 628 as an outflow elevation, not to drop it any lower and not to raise it up. As you remember, number 2, Woodbury Woodland Road, the road that comes off of 12.
Yes.
The person over there at number 2 was getting flooded when the elevation had been raised.
correct.
So we arranged that an order of conditions that said 628 put on the deed, and we're just gonna maintain that 628 outflow, sheet outflow elevation through this number 6 Pioneer. Run any, we have, I believe, no other issues but to maintain that 628 and perform the task that's shown on the Quinn Engineering plan for the duplex, as had been similarly proposed for approximately 3 years and a couple of months ago.
So, Mr. Grabowski, in fact, in looking at your submission, there is a copy of the quitclaim deed that in fact does make reference to elevation 628, so that is set forth in the deed, the quitclaim deed, that was recorded back in 2018. I'm gonna now turn and ask if any members of the commission, well, first of all, have any other members of the commission been out to see 6 Pioneer Lane specifically? I think we all remember 4 Pioneer Lane, but has anyone been out there to look at 6 Pioneer Lane? I'm sorry?
No. No.
Okay, that's Carolyn? Okay.
No, I did not. I'm
All right.
sorry, I did not.
Allison, did you have a chance to check it out?
I did not know.
Okay, Nathan, have you had a chance to go out there?
No, I have not.
Okay, so Glenn, I think you know our process. Like I said, I did go out there, but I think it, I think other members of the commission should have the opportunity to go and take a look on their own. My other question is this: I've been informed that right now we have no new business scheduled for July 22nd, and so if this matter was to be continued, would your client agree to a continuance to the first meeting in August, which would be August 12th?
I'm gonna ask if Mr. Elkinson is online, through the chairman.
I don't see his name on our list.
Well, then, if it's up to me, and I did ask him to be here, David Elkinson, because I do understand the commission does want to see this a lot. And obviously, I'm not one to argue with the commission in their policy. I will accept a continuance to 7/22/2020. Is that what's
Well,
said, or?
right now, we don't have any business scheduled for July 22nd. So
Right.
my request really was, would it be possible for your client to agree to a continuance to August 12th?
Well, as representative of the client, unless he's online, I'm going to agree to the continuance to August 12th.
Okay, all right, I appreciate the courtesy. Having said that, is there a motion then to continue the public hearing for 6 Pioneer Lane to Wednesday, August 12th?
Tom, so moved.
Is there a second?
Carolyn, I'll second it.
Okay, and can we say 7 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
Glenn, we will continue the public hearing. Well, first of all those in favor of the motion to continue to August 12th signify by saying aye.
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 Okay,
Aye.
it's unanimous. So Glenn, we'll continue the public hearing for 6 Pioneer Lane to Wednesday, August 12th at 7 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Can I ask one question? If we could ensure that we have a site inspection by other members, and I'm available at any time, and I'll give my cell number right now. If need be, I'll even go out with one verse, just so that we make sure that we might have 1 or 2 other people besides Mr. Garland. Thank you, Attorney Garland, being here.
Yeah, we'll definitely make arrangements to have, people will go out there, so,
Okay.
and actually,
Available.
I mean, if you want to give us your cell phone, Glenn, that's fine.
Here it is, 508-769-3659.
Okay,
And I'm available.
Got it.
go ahead, Glenn. We'll let you know, Glenn, but thank you for the courtesy again, and we'll be speaking to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garland, and thank you, Conservation, for your time.
Okay.
I'll see you at an inspection, but if not, and other people look at it, I go see you at 8/12/2020 at 7 p.m., or we'll be talking. Thank you.
Very good, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good.
All right, the next matter, which we have under other business, is 54 Faith Avenue. So it's not a public meeting, but I understand that a representative for the property owner, which is Massett Family, I think it's LLC, would like to discuss a potential proposed filing with us. Mr. Bellick, are you on the line?
Chairman Garland, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you, sir?
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us. Again, thank you for introducing Redesign Collaborative and the project proponent. As you know, the project has evolved quite a ways, including the recent acceptance of the new realignment of Faith Ave. So, again, Mike Scott is typically handling this project, and I'm here instead. He chairs his own commission there. He's chairing tonight. So, but in any event, looks like you're working toward getting the image on the screen. So I'll wait till that's up.
I don't know that we're gonna get it.
Don't hold your breath.
I think there's an email that you may want to open something different.
Okay, enough chortling.
Just the email.
And Mr. Bellick, if just as a preliminary matter, you understand that the commission does not provide advisory opinions, correct?
I do.
Okay. Apparently, we are not going to be able to show the image on the screen.
Okay.
So,
You want me to share my screen?
That would be great.
so can we share Allison's screen?
We can.
All right. Boy, technology is a beautiful thing, isn't it? When it works. There we go.
Nicely.
All right.
So we do, again, appreciate this opportunity. And so as you can see, the area of the subject work, proposed work, is in the southeast portion of the lot. So if we could zoom into that area.
Sure.
What you see depicted on the screen, the line, the arc there, that screen represents the 100-foot buffer zone. What the proponent is looking to do is restore an area of pavement. So that area in red is an area that is currently paved, and they're looking to remove the pavement, revegetate it, approximately 3,000 square feet, and they're proposing a restoration seed mix in that area, as well as 5 tupelo trees. As part of that scope, they would look to remove, this would be following the installation of the erosion and sediment control barrier, which is comprised of strong walls, silt fence. And what they would do is they would propose in that particular section along the, I guess it would be the southerly edge of that red amoeba, they would look to remove the guardrail following the installation of the erosion sediment control barrier. That area in there would be, again, a restoration to an area that is currently paved. And we selected that area. Mr. Masson viewed that area as a nice location for some of his inventory. To the east of that red area is his inventory. However, we felt that as part of the site plan requirement in the requirements for open space in that zone district, that would be an ideal location to site this restoration area. It's well within the buffer zone, and we felt that it would be a good opportunity to provide for some permeable space within the buffer zone rather than have that area paved. What that also would do is the parking lot entrance to the southwest of that red amoeba is for the dealership component out front,
and this would better align the access across this driveway to the northerly component of the dealership by changing this configuration in here and restoring it, like I said, to a natural seed mix in the tuberos. So basically, what we're looking to do is the work is about 40 to 50 feet from the resource area. It is at the top of a slope. The proposal again would be to install the erosion sediment control measures and restore this area. Now the thought that Mike and I had at the office was that we'd like to approach the commission with a request for determination of applicability. This will not require any drainage redesign. Everything has already been done. This change, along with, as you can see to the north of this area, some proposed landscape islands within the parking area. This and those landscape parking areas would bring this lot into compliance for open space. Currently, my understanding is that they are 94% impervious, and this would reduce it to 80%, bringing it into compliance with the open space requirements. So the one thing that would change in this location is within that paved section, the town had years ago, in the original alignment of Faith Ave, had installed a catch basin which directly discharges into the resource area. What would happen is that catch basin, because it would be within this footprint, would be removed. The catch basin would be removed, and I haven't spoken with Mike about how he would look to address the pipe, but typically once you remove a catch basin in this scenario here, where the area down gradient of that is heavily vegetated with mature vegetation on a pretty decent slope, my thought, and I will discuss it with Mike, would be to pour a slurry into the first few feet, a heavy slurry into the first few feet of the up gradient under the pipe, and then backfill it. And then they go in there with their loam and seed. So basically what we're looking to do is ideally we'd like to go to an RDA process on this versus the NOI, looking to expedite the process a little quicker, and again, looking at the work being proposed, we feel that the RDA process would be appropriate. So we're reaching to you, Mr. Chairman, and the Commission, just to get and offer your thoughts.
Again, Mr. Bellick, we do not offer advisory opinions. So I appreciate you, setting this, or giving us sort of the heads up on this plan. I think, we know Mr. Scott very well. I think he's, a very capable engineer. And I think basically, formulate your plan, submit it to the commission, and then we will consider what you submit, and then we will, make a decision based on what you submit to us.
Understood. Well, I do appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Folks, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will go back to Mike, and we'll discuss game plan, and we'll look to make a submission to you folks in the not-too-distant future.
So just to give you a heads up, and I don't know if you were listening before, but at this point, we are not going to be meeting on July 22nd, so our next meeting will be August 12th. If you want, so that gives you some time. If you want to file something, the next available meeting would be August 12th.
Okay.
All right.
Much appreciated.
All right, Wayne, thank you very much.
Have a good night.
You
Stay
too.
safe and healthy.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. We have meeting minutes for June 10th. Did anyone review them, aside from me and Mr. Fallon?
I did review them.
Okay.
This is Carolyn. I did review them.
Do you have any proposed changes?
No.
I didn't
No,
either.
Caroline, I did not.
I think Ginger's been doing, okay, I don't know if Ginger's on, but I complimented Ginger on the last 7 meeting minutes and was told that it was someone else who did it, so I'm afraid to attribute, you know, a good job to the wrong person. So if there are no changes to the meeting minutes for June, I think it was June 10th, is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes of June 10th, 2020?
I make a motion that, this is Carolyn, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the meeting on June 10th, which were respectfully submitted by Shannon Reagan, approved today, as is.
Did she initial them?
She respectfully submitted Shannon Reagan on the last page.
Oh, okay. Then, in that case, kudos to Shannon. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Tom.
All right, is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? And there's no need for an abstention, right? So we're, okay, those meeting minutes are approved. I see on the other business that we are to, I think me, someone has to provide an update for 250 Leicester Street and 404 Leicester Street. I have to confess that I have not followed up on those, mea culpa, so I will do my best to do that, and certainly will do that before our meeting on August 12th. So before we can adjourn, we need to issue an order of conditions for 31 and 33 Albert Street. So are there any volunteers, Tom? You're the go-to guy.
Tom.
All right.
This is Allison. I just was gonna say, if we could have them let us know when they put in the erosion control and give us the option to come look at it.
Okay, we can put that in, we can make that as one of the conditions, Allison.
Thanks.
Okay, so,
Mr. Chairman, I have a question on 250 Leicester Street. Is that the one that they wanted to add onto their deck?
no, I think that's the issue about dark brick.
Okay. I was confusing it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so, Tom, you wanna?
I make a motion that we issue a standard order plus the following special conditions. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 11, 13.
There's detention.
I don't know if it was in her part, maybe down the road.
No, this, actually, there are cell temperature charging units. So, yeah, that would definitely apply. Okay, so, Tom's motion is standard order plus 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 11, and 13. Is there a second?
I'll second that. Nice job.
All right, Carolyn, is there any discussion?
And I'd like to add the condition that they notify us
Oh, yeah.
when the erosion control measures are in place.
Okay, so Ginger, hopefully you'll get that. Okay, so there's Tom's motion, there's Carolyn's second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous and it's a vote. Okay, is there any new business? All right, folks, so we are not meeting on July 22nd, so the next meeting will be Wednesday, August 12th at 7 p.m. I thank you for your attendance. If you haven't gone on vacation and you aren't going on vacation, and hope you have an enjoyable time. Stay safe, be healthy. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Is there a second? All right, that was Nathan.
Thank you.
Yeah, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
All right, it's a vote. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in a month.
Okay, stay safe.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye.
Hello,
Hello.
this is Joshua Sally. I got a letter from the commission. I'm the Conservation Commission. I'm the owner of 341 Leicester Street.
Yes, sir. Is this the Hold on, 1 second, sir. All right, is there a motion to reopen the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, Carolyn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Allison. Aye. Aye.
Aye. All right. So, sir, again, can you identify yourself?
I'm Joshua Sally, the owner of 341 Lester Street.
Yes, Mr. Sally, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir?
Good. So you received a letter from us relating to a pipe that goes from the slope of your property to a pond on the adjacent parcel of land.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That is correct.
Okay. Did you know about that pipe before you purchased the property?
I did not know about that pipe before I purchased the property, but it is there.
Okay. Do you know where it leads to? Or do you, well, straight that. Does it go from your basement to that pond?
No, it doesn't go to the basement. So I went out there with my neighbor today, Bob Russo, and we pulled that pipe up from the pond all the way to my property.
Okay.
It runs into a shed. Well, it doesn't run all the way to the shed. It runs just short of the shed behind the house. I'm not sure if you are aware of the property, like the property records or current structure, but there's a shed behind the house, and there's a hole going into that shed where it looks like that pipe used to run through. Now, our neighbor, Bob Russo, said that the previous homeowner, he did well work, and that he would use the water from the pond to wash his cars and water the grass.
Oh. And I presume that the previous owner did not disclose that to you when you purchased the property. Is that correct?
No, he did not.
All right. So you said that you pulled that pipe up and out?
I didn't remove it. I pulled it up out of the ground. It's still sitting there.
Okay. Is the pipe still going into the pond?
The pipe is still going into the pond.
Okay. So, as I have imagined, sir, that was not a permitted use. At least no one, and I've been on the board for 25 years this October. So no one from the predecessor owner of your house did not appear before the commission to for that use. It wasn't an authorized use. I presume you're not going to be using it, sir?
No.
Okay. Do you have any problem and I'm not suggesting you have to remove it from the slope of your but would it be possible for you or someone else to cut that pipe and remove it from the pond?
We could get rid of it. That wouldn't be a problem.
Okay. All right. And how long do you think it'll take you to get rid of it?
It could be gone by next weekend, probably. That's a pretty long pipe.
I know it is, sir. I saw it. Okay, and I'm not suggesting you have to cut the entire length, but it does have to come out of the pond, and I think it has to be removed from the pond. You know, I think it's a bike trail. You know where the bike trail is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could cut that pipe so that the pipe is on your side or more towards your side of the property on that bike path, that would be very helpful.
We can do that. That wouldn't be a problem. I'm pretty sure the previous homeowner still lives in Auburn as well. His name is Stephen Boudreau.
Okay.
Just so you know that, I'm sure you have those records and everything, though.
Well, we don't have a record of Mr. Boudreau ever filing with us, and that's the one that kind of, counts with us. But so in any event, Mr. Sally, if you could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm sorry if you were alarmed or inconvenienced by us sending the letter, but that's our job.
Okay.
Okay. So and what will happen is, I'm sure one of us will go out there probably in 2 or 3 weeks' time, just to see that the pipe has been removed. So if you could take care of it, say in the next few weeks, that would be greatly appreciated.
I can do that.
All right, outstanding. So, Mr. Sally, I appreciate you calling in. I know we had sent the letter. I wasn't sure if we had received a response, and I'm glad that you called in this evening. So, thank you, sir.
We received that letter today. We're glad we got on.
Okay, terrific. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
If there's no other business, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Carolyn, I'll second it.
Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Okay, it's unanimous, it's a vote. All right, everyone. Thank you for participating, and we'll see you in August.